Hi everybody, my name is Tanja and my project is on self-management program, how to increase the daily amount of exercise using self-management system. According to Cooper et al., self-management refers to behavior modification strategies that are applied by the person or client in order to change his or her own target behavior. Self-management procedures include a variety of programs such as goal setting, self-monitoring, self-evaluation, and reinforcement protocols. All of these strategies can result in increase or decrease of the target behavior and ultimately result in improvement of quality of life. Purpose of this self-management program was to create and implement self-monitoring system in order to change my own behavior through the use of positive reinforcement techniques. This program represents the extension, improvement of the previously designed self-management program that was successful in initial weight loss several months ago. Operational definitions of target behavior were as follows. Morning exercise routine combining cardio and core exercise using TRX straps for total resistance training. Also increase the amount of the workout routine and interval training. Target heart rate between 118 and 143 beats per minute, and also to reach 85% of target heart rate and to decrease the recovery time by 15%. Main motivation behind design and implementation of this self-monitoring program was personal desire to improve overall health and fitness. Some of the biological and contextual factors that play a role were slower metabolism and the heart condition that I have been diagnosed with in the last year. Basically, although being fit and healthy my entire life, in the last 2 years after turning 40, I've noticed that my metabolism has slowed down drastically. Therefore, casual exercise routine consisting of daily hikes, occasional jog, Pilates classes, and other became insufficient in maintaining my weight at the desired level. And also last year I have also been diagnosed with a common heart condition called premature ventricular complex, whose symptoms can be alleviated through the regular exercise routine. Regarding contextual factors, due to the above biological changes, I needed to come up with more rigorous exercise routine that could be incorporated into my busy daily schedule. This meant motivating myself to exercise in the morning before heading to work and dealing with my role as a mother of 3 children. Behavior to be self-monitored was morning exercise routine consisting of bike spinning and TRX routine, initially starting with 20 minutes cardio exercise and 10 minutes of TRX straps every morning. Intervention phase was divided in 4 steps or weeks. In order to achieve my goal, I needed to exercise for a month every day. My baseline data indicated that if the exercise routine was left to be performed in the afternoon, I was less likely to complete it. Therefore, the dimension of behavior that I chose to monitor was my morning exercise routine, consisting of bike spinning and TRX routine. First 2 weeks looked like this. Every time during the first week, every time I completed a daily morning exercise routine, I put $2 into the jar. After the first week, I also rewarded myself with 2 days off, which meant sleeping in on Saturdays and Sundays mornings that week. During the second week, the time and intensity were increased and the monetary reinforcer was increased to $4. End of the second week also resulted in 2 days off, and I weighted myself and recording the weight for the first time in 2 weeks. During the third week, I increased the number of days I exercised by adding on a day on the weekend, and I also increased the length of the routine. The added day of exercise may not appear as reinforcing, but by the third week, the natural reinforcement effect of feeling good due to the regular exercises motivated me to keep going and, to even increase the target behavior. Monetary reinforcer was also increased to $5. In the last week, or the fourth step on the intervention, the last phase included 5 days of morning exercise routine that was extended to 1 hour and 20 minutes, which was set as the ultimate length at the beginning of the intervention. The monetary reward remained the same as in the third phase, and that monetary reward would eventually have to be phased out, for the behavior to be maintained later on after the intervention program has been completed. In addition to the data collection spreadsheet where I marked whether I completed the exercise routine for the day, I kept a simple journal of the daily workout indicating how long did it last, what exactly did I do, or what was missed. This showed to be a great motivational tool. I also used food journal to record what I ate and the quantities of the food eaten. I did not plan to change my diet, but just use this tool to keep me in check and make me think twice before I made my certain food choices. My measurement sheet consisted of separate recording sheet where I wrote my weight at the baseline after 2 weeks, and at the end of the program also I recorded the heart rates and the recovery times in my journals. The intervention included several antecedent-based self-management tactiques. The definition of the antecedent-based self-management tactics or strategies says that those strategies are strategies whose primary feature is the manipulation of events or stimuli antecedent to the target behavior. This is Cooper et al.'s definition. I used response prompt, performance of the initial step of behavior chain, and specific environment as chosen strategy because they were easy to implement and considered to be very effective. Response prompt, I used the visual as a stimuli and cue for the morning exercise. I printed a picture of my spinning bike and TRX straps and hung them above my coffee maker, and I chose to place it above the coffee maker since that is the first place I go to in the morning. I also had a printed picture of an overweight unhealthy person that was placed on my mirror in the bathroom, and that would also be one of the first things I face the moment I get up in the morning. The next strategy used was performance of the initial step of behavior chain. In order to evoke the desired behavior or going downstairs to my home gym and exercise, I would lay out the workout clothes and my shoes right next to my bed. I thought of it as discriminative stimuli that would evoke the target behavior. And the last strategy used was specific environment for a desired behavior. I basically used my home gym for the convenience and in order to avoid any excuses for skipping exercise due to the lack of time and having to get up early to make it to the gym and back. Finally, I also set up my spinning bike right in front of the TV so that I could watch my favorite shows while exercising and just have, a pleasant and fun experience while spinning the. Regarding consequences, the long-term reinforcer was to collect enough money from the jar to be able to purchase new running shoes. Positive reinforcers were monetary reward and time off of exercise. Monetary reward was $2, $4, and $5 bills that would be placed into the jar after each of the morning routine completed, and time off was rewarded during first 2 weeks of the program. Negative reinforcement was removing money from the jar, and basically I would avoid removing money from the jar by completing the exercise routine regularly, and so not wanting to have to take the money out was a reinforcer in itself. This self-management program was implemented effectively and according to the planned schedule. Factors contributing to effective implementation where target behavior was already in my repertoire. Another factor was the environment that the program was implemented in, effectiveness of the baseline recordings, and antecedent-based tactics. Regarding the target behavior, I have been using my spinning bike to exercise for many, many years. However, due to the busy schedule, my routine would be compromised and I would not spin my bike regularly. Focusing on the type of exercise that I'm comfortable and familiar with, I managed to increase the frequency and intensity without being intimidated with a brand new mode of exercise. Also, the environment used refers to basically implementation to the fact that implementation was successful due to the fact that I planned to implement it in my home gym as opposed to the public rec center, which would have been inconvenient and would require more time to complete due to the travel time. And also, I might have used it as an excuse, oh, I cannot get to the gym, so I don't have time, or I would have to get up early in the morning. Anyways, I basically wanted to set up myself for success by implementing a plan in the home gym. Baseline recordings. Baseline was collected over 10 days, and simple spreadsheet was used to specify the time of the day when the exercise occurred with recorded heart rates and recovery rates. Recording information in the written form was a potent motivator to change my habit and stick with the intervention plan, which would ultimately lead to the weight loss and my goal. Finally, antecedent-based tactics. Strategies used were easy to implement. They did not require any additional training or any additional cost. And I discussed them in previous slides. Purpose of this assignment was to create and implement self-management system in order to change my own behavior, in particular to increase the amount of exercise and lose weight, 5 pounds in 30 days, accompanied with a shorter recovery time of 15%. I chose to focus on the target behavior, which was already in my repertoire and part of my exercise routine. However, due to the time constraints, the exercise time began to be compromised, and I wanted to motivate myself to step up the exercise regime and improve my overall fitness. One of the major strengths of this self-management behavior change program were antecedent-based tactics that I used. My use of visuals was very helpful since it became a great motivator and helped me stay focused on my goal. I strategically placed an image of an overweight person on the mirror in my bathroom, an image of the spinning bike by my coffee maker, places that I go to right away, and I think that actually helped me tremendously to get on the bike and start exercising early in the morning. I also set myself for success by moving my spinning bike and TRX straps in the room with a TV. TV helped me stay motivated since I knew I could watch my favorite shows. It also kept me distracted from the actual exercise and, looking at my watch and heart monitor all the time. I also went public with my plan and announced it to my family members and coworkers. This was a great motivating operation because I did not want to get caught not performing my task, and I did not want to be perceived as someone who does not stick with the plan and cannot follow through. Finally, the use of tangible monetary reinforcer proved to be very potent and played an establishing operation. I wanted to earn money so that I can eventually buy a new pair of shoes as my reward. I reinforced myself with $3, $4, and $5 only. When I completed the routine plan for the day, I chose to use different amounts to keep myself motivated to keep going with the intervention for the 4 weeks and to achieve my goal. In terms of maintenance, the intervention for the self-monitor behavior change appeared to be very successful. The data indicates that my target behavior increased due to my self-monitoring and self-reinforcing. The measurements I conducted before and after the intervention also confirmed that I achieved my target loss of 5 pounds and being able to exercise 1 hour and 20 minutes in the morning without feeling tired and burnout. In order to maintain the change achieved with this program, I will continue to use my self-monitoring data collection sheet and visuals for sure. The monetary reward would have to be phased out since it would be unrealistic to continue to pay myself for each completed exercise routine. In addition to the antecedent strategies, feeling healthy, fit, and energized, and maintaining weight target should naturally be reinforcing for the maintenance of the regular exercise routine. Thank you very much.